What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. How is everybody doing today? Yes, I know what everyone's going to talk about. Everyone is going to talk about, and I feel like I can't even get into talking about the match without talking about the team news, because it's Manchester United versus Wolves, but in reality, it's more than that, isn't it? It's not just Manchester United versus Wolves. It's the return of Phil Jones. Phil Jones is back. I don't know really. All of that stuff that was going on when he was sort of coming back from the injury and Ollie was sort of, backing him about, I've been through a difficult kind of period myself in my career with the injuries and all that kind of stuff. And he was playing for the under-23s and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking, good for him. I feel like United is sort of just getting him back to a point where eventually he'll leave, but we helped him through it kind of situation. I thought that's probably where we would get to. I don't know if I ever thought he would play another game for Manchester United, but that is happening. That is happening tonight. It really is. Super chat already. Appreciate the contribution from Red Baron. Says, please, Owen, I don't know what makes sense anymore. Dogs and cats getting along. Is life really a simulation? Need some clarity with this team. Wow. Red Baron. I mean, I didn't think we were going to get into really the sort of the heavy existential questions that quickly into the stream, but sure, we can talk about some team news. We can talk about the team. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I mean, we're back with another match view here, and it's up to you. You dictate the conversation on these kind of on these match views. But let's talk about the team news since Red Baron has brought it up there. As always, be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. As Josh says, the return of Sir Philip Jones of where is technically Blackburn? Is that Lancashire? I mean, you could let's just go with Manchester. Sir Philip Jones of Manchester, the Earl of Crazy Faces. I mean, it is kind of a very surprising situation. I was talking to Flex about it before the game, and when the news came out that Harry Maguire was injured, and you start sort of doing the little quick sort of mental arithmetic, don't you? You start going, wait a minute, so Maguire's not going to play. Bailly's going to be flying over to the African Cup of Nations. Lindelof's not back from the positive COVID test, so it's going to be Varane. And the only other person is Phil Jones. When I was talking to Flex, even he was sort of saying, I don't even know if it will be Jones. You could have seen a situation where maybe they go with like Mengi or Matic or someone else. But Jones is playing. Jones is playing. It's happening. Speaking of the starting 11, let's have a look. You can see it on the screen right there. This is the Manchester United starting 11 to face Wolves tonight at Old Trafford. Kickoff is in about 10 minutes or so. In goal, you've got David De Gea, you've got Wan-Bissaka, and you've got these now two changes. There's only two changes from the 3-1 victory over Burnley at Old Trafford. That being Phil Jones and Raphael Varane. Jones in for Maguire, Varane in for Bailly, or vice versa. I mean, I don't know who Ralph specifically. I don't know if Ralph's got it. It's Jones for Bailly and Varane for Maguire. I don't know. But there's two changes. It's the two centre-backs. Apart from that, it's an unchanged side from the team that beat Burnley 3-1 at Old Trafford. So that means Luke Shaw is at left-back. You've got Matic and McTominay, goal scorer Scott McTominay in the defensive midfield, or the sixes position. You've got Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho in the two wide tens. I mean, we don't know if it's going to be the 4-2-2 or a flat 4-4-2 again. We'll have to wait and see when it comes to that. And up front, you've got the front two of Cavani and Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, by the way, captains Manchester United today. They're saying on Sky it's only the second time he's done that in his entire career. So it's only the second time that Cristiano Ronaldo has captained Manchester United. So big moment. A lot of people might say, actually, you know what? That's it's needed. It's needed. The interesting point is when we get to the bench, though. As you can see right there on the bench, you've got Henderson, Telles, Dalot. Bruno Fernandes is on the bench. Big call. I'm leaning into it's probably a right call as well. We've been having this conversation a lot recently, haven't we, about, Bruno Fernandes, is he undroppable? He should be dropped if he's not playing well, etc. It's a big call, certainly by Ralf Rangnick, although I think the last game made it a lot easier. If we had played really poorly against Burnley, and we didn't look very creative and we didn't score goals, you would have gone, well, Bruno Fernandes obviously comes straight back into the side. And then when he doesn't, you'd go, oh my gosh, Chicken Little, the sky is falling. What is going on here? Why hasn't Bruno Fernandes started? But when you win 3-1, and yes, at points in the game we weren't necessarily completely convincing, nevertheless, you do look at that last game, and I think Ralf Rangnick does strike me as one of these managers that likes to play as close to the same sort of starting 11 as possible. So these two changes he's made, they're enforced. Bailly can't play because he's going to the Africa Cup of Nations. Maguire can't play because he's injured. So that's just it. He's just gone, well, I have to make those changes. Otherwise, if he didn't have to make those changes, I'm sure we would have probably seen the same starting 11 that played against Burnley, to be honest with you. So he kind of does that. We saw that in his first game against Crystal Palace. That was only, 2 days after we beat Arsenal at Old Trafford, and he played the exact same side, and I was surprised by that. So he seems very almost old school in that sense, isn't he? If it's working, don't change it, don't touch it. So I think that's where he's gone with this team today. But as always, let me know your thoughts on this team. Let me know in the free seats. Our presidente of the free seats, as always. As mentioned, we're about 9 minutes away from kickoff. But let's get into some of your thoughts, some of your predictions. Christian says, Happy New Year, Owen and the chat. Happy New Year. Of course, yeah, this is the first time I've spoken to you guys since New Year. Of course, I forgot that it's a new year. I'm still in that situation, by the way, where, whenever you have to write out the new year and it just looks terrible, or you just always write 2021. The only people that I don't get is those people that write still 2020. I mean, that's like 2 years ago at this point. It's just silly. That's just silly. This doesn't make any sense. Joffrey says, Owen, is Ahmad injured still? No, I don't believe so. Ahmad still, he played against Young Boys, didn't he? So that previous injury that he had doesn't exist now. So I don't know. Josh says he always writes the wrong day. I do too. And the thing is, though, it's a very common mistake to make as well. It's a very common, especially when you've literally, we're 3 days into this new year, and you've spent the last 365 days writing 2021 or whatever. Of course, you're bound to make a mistake. I just don't like the people when you do it. You write 2021, it's 2022. What you forget? You're in the wrong year. Like I said, if you're writing 2020, that's when you can start going, actually, you're miles off that one. But come on, we're talking 3 days. It all takes a bit of a time to adjustment. It's a process. It's a process, as they would say. A-Bub says, I like our front six. They played well in the last game. Red Baron says, I still write 2008, living in my heyday. Timing's meaningless now. Red Baron's very philosophical tonight, and I'm just not sure I'm sort of prepared for that. I wasn't expecting that. I was hoping just a sort of nice, kind first game of 2022. Hopefully it's a good performance. Phil Jones is back, continue the New Year celebrations. I was not expecting Red Baron to be this sort of deep and this sort of existential. Timing's meaningless. Whoa, Red Baron. I was not, but if you want to get into that, maybe later. I mean, who knows how the game will play out? Maybe time will become meaningless as it goes on. I was not expecting it. I was not expecting that. Gurav says, Phil Jones will still be able to deliver a Maguire-like performance. It is interesting about the Phil Jones situation because look, obviously everyone's talking about it now on social media, aren't they? Everyone's talking about Phil Jones coming back and what's it going to look like. And I think some people maybe have some concerns, to say the least, because the last time I remember him playing, I know he played in the FA Cup after this, but I think the last Premier League game he played, because this is like the first game he's played in like over 700 days or something like that. The last game I remember him playing in the Premier League, and correct me if I'm wrong here, was the game against Sheffield United. It was at Bramall Lane. It's like 2019, maybe? It's like that long ago. 2019, I think. And we drew, was that the one we drew like 3-3 or 2-2, whatever it was? And he was awful. He was so poor. I mean, so poor. And this was like before, this big stretch of time out of injury and getting a new contract and all this ridiculous stuff. But I remember then thinking, man, that he's like, in terms of a United level defender, if he was ever at that level, he's over. And so obviously now that he hasn't played for so long and people are worried, and he's become a bit of a meme at this point, and especially for rival fans and opposition fans, he's become a bit of a meme. But look, as a Manchester United fan, I would love for Phil Jones to come in tonight and play really well, or for United to keep a clean sheet, or him to silence some doubters, or what have you. Is that actually going to happen? I'm trying to think of something like positive to say, and I'm just sort of, I don't know. Look, who knows? Let's have a bit of confidence. New year, new me, new us. And I would love for Phil Jones to absolutely smash it tonight. My opinion on that might change in about sort of 10 minutes when we're 5 minutes into the match. Phil Jones, you've made another bloody mistake. We're 3-0 down. Oh my goodness, what's going on? That might change. But look, I really do hope that he does well tonight. I would love for him to have a massive career renaissance. You never know. I think you also have to be realistic and say that let's just get through this game with a victory, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Because that's what kind of surprised me a little bit. I was talking to a friend of mine about this the other day. That's what kind of surprised me a little bit coming out of the game against Burnley. Was it an amazing Manchester United performance? Of course it wasn't. It wasn't. And I don't even know if it was necessarily a 3-1 game. When we were 3-0 up, it was one of those games when you were looking around going, I can't believe we're actually 3-0 up. It doesn't feel like that. But I was kind of surprised by the negativity. After the game where, some people were like, we were terrible, we were rubbish. And I was like, I get it. And I would love to see, real heavy metal football. I would love to see high intensity. I would love to see it. And hopefully we will see that soon, please. But at this point, and I sound like a broken record here, and I apologize for sounding like a broken record, but it's just about results. It's just about results right now. Because given the fixtures that we have, I would love for us to have unbelievable performances. I would love for us to have performances that includes 4-5-0 victories, but it's just results at the moment. It's just results. And if the performances don't come, Ralph Rangnick's an interim manager for a reason. And that's the situation there. As Philip says, get the likes up, guys. Yes, we've got over 300 people watching, only 83 likes. Let's get the likes up before kickoff. If we get the likes up, then we can just settle. That would be my team talk to you guys. I'd say, look, let's get the likes in early. Then we can just sort of retain possession, enjoy yourselves. I don't want to sound too much like Ollie. As I was saying that, I realised that was an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer team talk there. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. You're Man United. You're Man United. Enjoy yourself. The United players are coming out on the pitch right now. I tell you what, I'm so glad to be back in like my normal sort of studio settings. I'm not a very good traveller, it must be said. I'm not a very good traveller. First of all, I always travel very heavy. So that means I've always got way more than I need. My luggage is always way too heavy. I'm a big creature comforts guy as well. I like to have everything that's at home. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be back in the studio settings and to be back with you. And also, by the way, a little bit of a programming note, I suppose, as well here. We've got the full view after the game. You don't even have to go anywhere. Once the stream ends, you'll be transferred over to the full view after the game. And we have a panel for you. Do we have a panel for you this evening for the full view? We have myself, we'll start off with the worst and get better. We have myself, we have DJ, we have Cam, and we have KG. Yes, Cam, KG, same room, virtually, obviously. Sparks are going to fly. That's all I'm saying. Sparks are going to fly. But I was thinking about that earlier, actually. I was thinking about the Cam and KG. It's not beef. It's all BS. But I was thinking about it earlier, and I can't even remember what it was from. I think it's about. Was it about the Rashford thing? I think it was about the Rashford thing. I think Cam said something about. I don't know. I think he said something about Rashford, maybe. I forget. It was ages ago. Because they've been avoiding each other. Yeah, they've been avoiding each other. This has been difficult to pull off. This is like trying to get Mayweather versus Pacquiao back in the day. Getting those contracts signed is very tough. Very tough. They're two big stars, KG and Cam, but now they're in the same room. This is going to happen. It's very exciting. So I'm excited to see that later. But I did say the flex as well. And this is kind of my concern. And I know I always say this when I do the match views and all that kind of stuff, but it's true. We've still yet to sort of really buck this. My record on the match views is not great. We've had a couple of better results in my last few ones that I've done, but still, I've sort of yet to do a match view that's had a really good performance from Manchester United, let's be honest. I think the best performance, honestly, that I've seen from United in a match view was probably the Newcastle one, the first one I did. And now I'm doing one with Phil Jones playing for the first time in over 700 days. It's worrying. That's all I'm saying. It's concerning. It's concerning. Rotem says bigger than Pac versus Biggie. Easy. Name any big fight, any big feud. Cam KG in the same virtual room. Let's get ready to rumble. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's. I don't even need to explain it to you. I don't even need to hype it up. I've just said it. If anything, I should stop talking about it because it speaks for itself. I just go Cam KG happening later. Boom. Let's get the match going. So the match is about to kick off. And we're off. We are. My headphones, I hate that with Bluetooth headphones when they just cut out. Everything needs to be perfect, doesn't it? That's the problem. We're off. The first game of 2022 for Manchester United is here. Manchester United versus Wolves. And let's see how this one goes. Rotem says, at WrestleMania, I would love to see Cam versus... Well, let's actually see this. Ball crossed into the box. Headed away by Phil Jones. Crowd goes crazy. Yes. Go on, Phil. Although, to be honest, I understand it's like a sort of... Is it an ironic cheer? I don't know. There's going to be a lot of focus on Phil Jones, isn't he? But let's see how this one pays off. I really do hope he has a good game. I do. That would be nice, wouldn't it? United have barely sort of touched the ball so far, in fairness. It's all Wolves at the moment. Remember when we've played Wolves at Molineux earlier this season? We were awful. we managed to win the game somehow. It was one of those ones right at the beginning of the season where talk about moments FC. We were scraping through games. How Wolves didn't win that game was unbelievable. Ball over the top down Manchester United's, what is that, the left-hand side? Trincao. Plenty of room on the edge of the box. Moutinho hit it. It was blocked. Wolves settled very quickly here. I feel like I say that a lot on the match views, that United do not settle early, but they don't. Roman Saiss. Podence going to put the ball into the box. That's a good ball. Flashed across the goal. Manchester United goal kick. Well, we're 2 minutes in, and you would be shocked to see that Wolves have started better and settled better, frankly. It's a good ball into the box. It's a really good ball into the box, actually. It's one of those ones where it's just ahead of the centre-backs, too far away for the goalkeeper to commit. If you're a top-level striker, that's the one you gamble on. But it flashed across the United goal. Come on, let's settle. Let's get something early. Wolves are going to have intensity. They're one of those teams this season, aren't they, that, frankly, they probably deserve more points than they have. So many games they've been in, you would say they played so well but couldn't finish, or were unlucky, or maybe a decision didn't go their way, like when they played City. He's a good manager, Bruno Lage. Ball over the top to Ronaldo, tries to hold it up. I hope we're not seeing that again. You know, when we played Newcastle, we just got ball over the top FC. It was Sam Allardyce football. It was very surprising. Para says, I'd rather have Varane and Jones than Maguire and Jones, TBH. Well, obviously, yes. I'd rather have Varane and Jones over Maguire and Jones. I think a lot of people. I think most people would, in fairness. Para says, it's a good point. Why have we stopped pressing? It's literally a sign of a Ranić team. It tells me the squad was seriously undertrained before. It's a good point that you mentioned there, Paris. Apart from that opening game against Palace, we haven't seen much of what you would think would be the traditional Ranić press. And I don't know if that's for, the want of trying from Ranić. I do think he's trying to set United up for that, but either the players don't do it or now we've just moved away from it. I'm not sure. I really don't. I'm really not sure. Here's Jimenez. Ex-Palau says, I love you guys. Well, that's very nice, isn't it? Very nice. Podence has the ball, does very well, manages to get away from McTominay and Phil Jones. Moutinho spreads it out wide, down the left-hand side for Manchester United. Wolves had all the ball so far. Edge of the box here. Trink out. Oh, tries to pass it across. It's cut out by Wan-Bissaka. Greenwood. United just lose the ball immediately once again. It's just been constant pressure. We've nearly been 5 minutes in. It's just been constant pressure. Ball attempted over the top. It's gone out for a United goal kick. Can we at least settle for a second here? My goodness. Wan-Bissaka starting for the second game in a row. Can you hear that? It's KG celebrating somewhere. No Net Players Plays says, need a big game from Philip. I don't even know if we need a big game from Phil Jones, to be honest. I think we just need something solid. Oh, I remember listening to someone, though. I'm always hesitant to say solid or anything like that when I do, analysis or commentary. Whenever I say solid, because I remember someone, I was listening to this review thing. It might have been a wrestling thing. I was listening to it, and someone had described a match as solid, and he said solid just reminds me of a turd. And I just can't get that out of my head now, which is kind of disgusting for 5:30. I apologise. Super chat from Michael Real says, KG Lovechild and Wan-Bissaka shouldn't be starting. I mean, just sort of the image. That's what caught me for a second there. That's gonna have to. Yeah, that's kind of. I'm stumbling on my words a little bit because just any Lovechild, it's just. Brad says, I love Lamp. I love Lamp. You can't love Lamp, Brick. I love Lamp. Let's not get into the bears and smelling of the, headed out. A corner headed out by Wan-Bissaka. I was going to do that quote from Anchorman there, and it's so not the right time to do that. To do about, what attract bears. Terrible. Terrible. Oh, ball's put forward. Sancho. Ronaldo's on the overlap. Sancho's going to go on his own. Oh, it's the wrong option. It was blocked. Sancho made the run himself. Ronaldo was on the overlap. He decided to go by himself, which means you have to make sure it works. It didn't. Sancho ball into the box. Oh. Put out by Wolves there. Greenwood. Cuts inside. Dispossessed by Moutinho. Referee gives a foul. Steffi Jenks says, smash a like, people. Philip says, way to ruin the word solid for us. It's true, though. That happened to me. I used to say that performance was solid all the time. But now, if it's ruined for me, it must be ruined for everyone else, damn it. No, that's a very selfish way to think, Owen. I need to think about that one. MB is, I guess, because it's all caps, shouting, we aren't winning the league for 30 years. So there you go. Imagine you were watching this match with your mates somewhere down the pub, and you just shouted that out. We're not winning the league for 30 years. Go, okay. All I asked is, do you want a drink? Yes. Sorry. Dark fruits. Something like that. That would be certainly something to see. Cam says, damn, should have done better on that break. I agree. It was a bit of a wasted opportunity. Certainly an opportunity that Ronaldo would not forget. He will let Sancho know about that at half-time. He'll be like, next time you're in that position, give me the pass. De Gea went for a pass and Wan-Bissaka misses. It goes out for a throw-in. It's a Wolves throw-in. We're in the 9th minute here. Clarky says, how do I watch the game live? Is there an app I can download? It depends where you are. If you're in the UK, it's on Sky Sports. If you're around the world, I guess it would be in your usual way to watch games. Because it's only over here in the UK that it's very restrictive, I think, about the Premier League sort of television right packages. I'm pretty sure in, say, the United States or Canada or Australia or wherever, or pretty much anywhere that isn't the UK, most of the packages mean you can watch every game, if I'm not right, if I'm wrong. MB said, we are 10 years there already, though. Only 20 left, and we are a worse team than in 2015, even. Well, I wasn't necessarily disputing that you might be wrong, MB. I just thought it was an odd thing to randomly say in the first 10 minutes of the match. But you never know. 20 years is a long time. I'm not necessarily saying I disagree, but who knows? Who knows? We cannot predict the future unless you're Doctor Strange with the time stone. It's a break here from Wolves, and it's blocked out by Phil Jones. Nice interception. And that's a foul. Manchester United have the free kick. I realise that I've spent sort of 10 minutes and I've maybe done 60 seconds of actual commentary. Literally. Of actual commentary. I'm getting very distracted. It was a good ball by the Wolves player, but it was cut out nicely by Phil Jones. That's good. That's good for him. He needs that. Something just to settle. That's what he's saying. He just said there. Come on, settle. I mean, if there's anyone you'd want him to be playing centre-back with, it would be Varane. Talk about experience as well, right? Talk about someone that... again, this is the thing. Not that Phil Jones needs carrying through a game. Again, as much as he's a meme and all that kind of stuff, he's played at Man United a long time. Maybe too long, but he is experienced, isn't he? You know, you would hope. I mean, everyone gets nervous before games, but it's a good pass that by Matic. Oh, cut out by McTominay. And Wolves once again on the break here. Podence is running at Phil Jones. Podence managed to get the shot off De Gea, makes a save. See, that's the concern there, isn't it? That's the concern, is that, again, it's Man United losing the ball cheaply again. This was a problem against Newcastle. It's just losing the ball so easily. So Wan-Bissaka's out of position. But again, that's not necessarily his fault because United lost the ball. Jones is trying to square him up and he gets the shot away far too easily, in my opinion. It's a comfortable save, but it's a concern. United Fan TV, Bradley says Jones looks exhausted already as the ball's headed away by Varane, edge of the box. Neves, oh my goodness. What a save by David De Gea. I mean, the technique, we saw a volley yesterday by Kovacic, and this one wouldn't have been far off by Ruben Neves. It's unbelievable. Corner's headed in, Varane heads it out. Neves, edge of the box, takes a touch, volley, tipped over the bar by David De Gea. Excellent technique, excellent save. But that's the spot that Neves has. Always edge of the box. Headed away once again by Varane. Another volley. This one by, I think it was Prudence, but over the bar. What a save, David De Gea. Neves is a player, isn't he? He really is a player. Look at that. First touch, bang. It's an unbelievable save. It's dipping. He has to shuffle his feet as well, De Gea. It's one of those dipping ones, which means you get enough time as a goalkeeper to shuffle your feet, but doesn't make it any less of a quality save. They're just showing the standing section as well at Old Trafford. They're trialling the standing section now, which is exciting. Adds great atmosphere, doesn't it, standing? Hanson says, with the super chat as well, appreciate the contribution. Hanson says, interested to see Phil Jones back again. Yes, I think I'll go with interested. Let's go. Bit of positivity from Hanson. You love to see it. You love to see it. Young Wizard said, Owen, do you think I should order a half-time Domino's? Forget half-time. What, you want to do it at half-time, or do you want to do it to arrive at half-time? If you want it to arrive at half-time, I'd say do it now. You never know. Especially when games are on. It can be very busy. Or any other, pizza brand that's out there. We have no preference at United View. Up to you. I'm sure you'll see an advert for it, because there's always a million on during the game, isn't there? Aaron says Domino's is overrated. I would probably lean to agreeing, to be honest with you. What is that by Matic? Matic goes for a back heel just to no one. And once again, United give it away. Problem is, if you can't maintain possession, you're just constantly putting pressure on yourself. Neves, that's a great pass. Right through the lines. Nelson Semedo puts the ball into the box. There's nobody there. Goes to the other side. Going to be Podence here, I think. I mean, we're 15 minutes in. It's been all Wolves. I'd love to see the possession stat. Because every time United have had it, we've just given it away every single time. Matic just possesses the Wolves player. Shaw passes it to Sancho. How long before we give it away? Cavani. Here comes Sancho. Given away. Once again, easy. Ronaldo wants a foul. Referee's not giving it. But how, again, I said how long before we give it away. I estimate 10 seconds. Jimenez. Neves once again has some space. Trincao. Wan-Bissaka dispossesses Podence. This is just... Is that it? Mr. DC7 says, how's it going, Owen and Mods? Great, Mr. D7. How are you? Says, possession 56-44 Wolves. I would have expected more. We just have not been able to hold the ball for 5 seconds. Literally. It's just constantly giving the ball away. Young Wizard said, thanks, you convinced me. You didn't need convincing. You convinced yourself. Red Baron says, homemade pizza is the best. I'm a fan of just independent chains, to be honest. I think you get better value for money. Ball into the box here from a corner for Wolves. Cavani goes for the header, misses it. Blocked by Wan-Bissaka. Oh, and there we go again. Phil Jones this time with a pass that goes straight out for a throw-in. We're 15 minutes into this match, and again, constantly. There you go. It's 56% possession for Wolves, which again I'm kind of surprised at. But I'd love to see already like incomplete passes or how many times we've lost possession. It's just, and as Chris says, it reminds me of the Newcastle game. It was very similar. If you can't do 2 or 3 passes together, you're never going to settle. Again, it's 15 minutes in and we still have not settled in the game. It's been all Wolves so far. Yes, we had the Sancho, I guess, well, could have been a chance, but apart from that, and even that was the wrong decision, I suppose. But here are Wolves again, just outside the edge of the box. Here's Neves again. He's going to have another shot. This one's miles over the bar. But I would be slightly concerned if I was Ralph Rangnick, to be honest with you. Despite it being 0-0, I'd be looking at this saying, can we have actually some complete passes here? Here's Varane. Trying to pass the ball out from the back. It's interesting to see if they can do it without Harry Maguire, who just panics every 5 seconds. Apparently not, because we've lost the ball already. We've got it back, thankfully. Here's Luke Shaw. Cavani. That's well played by Matic. Here's Sancho. Overruns it. There's another one there, Sancho. That's a couple of times now where first touch has been off or he's overrun it or maybe made the wrong decision. Again, still not settled. We're struggling to put together 4 or 5 passes. And it's interesting. Is that because Rangnick wants us, once we've got the ball, like he says, 8-second rule, to move it on quickly? But again, these professional football players, they shouldn't be able to... Oh, it's hard to pass. Wolves on the attack once again. This is relentless pressure here. Oh, it's good save by David De Gea. Straight at him. That time it comes down United's left-hand side. Neves again. If there's anyone that can pass it on the pitch right now, it's Ruben Neves. Talk about someone dictating the tempo. But it's just, this has been constant. I told you, this is what happens when I do match views. The one I didn't do the other day, because I was travelling, the Burnley one, 3-1, early goals. Oh, United win the ball back. Here's Sancho. McTominay. Even that was a heavy touch. Passes across. Good pass. Wan-Bissaka down United's right-hand side. Passes inside to Cavani. McTominay. Here's Matic. Jones. Matic once again. Ronaldo. McTominay. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Can he cross it into the box? Tees it up nicely, just over the head of Ronaldo. Not bad a cross by Wan-Bissaka, actually. Here's Jadon Sancho. Cuts inside, has a shot, blocked. Bounces around a little bit. Wolves clear it. That looked a bit better by Manchester United. I'd give credit to Wan-Bissaka. We criticised his crossing. Wasn't the worst cross in the world there. Just above the head of Cristiano Ronaldo. That's what you want to see more of. I mean, it's just slightly overhit, but gets it out of his feet. Tees it up. Was good technique. I'll give him his flowers for that. Here's Matic. Hopefully that's a bit of an impetus for United to grow into the game a little bit more here. Here's Matic. Matic goes forward a little bit there. The good thing with Matic is he does have the forward pass in him. United lose the ball again. There doesn't seem to be this, I guess, desire to want to pass the ball into space as well when it comes to United. Everything's to feet. Everything's to feet, and it means that as soon as they get the ball, they're constantly under pressure. There's constantly 2 or 3 Wolves players around them. No one's passing the ball into space. It's always to feet, to feet, to feet. Cut inside, to feet. And it just makes it so easy for your opponent to get either people behind the ball or to press you quickly. A bit of a press by Ronaldo there. But it is frustrating. Vishal says, who's the captain? That would be Cristiano Ronaldo. Menace Society says, Wolves have shown United the gegenpress. It does feel a bit like that, isn't it? If there's a pressing side in this game at the moment, it's not Man United. You know, Wolves are the one doing the press. And doing it well, by the way. A lot of energy, winning the ball back, making their opposition make mistakes, constantly lose the ball, win the ball back. They've had better chances so far. 20 minutes in, it's still 0-0 at Old Trafford. United have settled somewhat. Here's Jones, Wan-Bissaka. But again, Wan-Bissaka to Greenwood, pass back to Jones. And we get into this spot here, where we have the ball, our defenders have the ball, such as Varane here, or Matic, who's just dropped back. But Wolves are happily set up here, and Luke Shaw puts the ball into the box. Nobody there, goalkeeper has it. That's the problem. It's very predictable. It's easy to set up against. Certainly easy to set up against. And it doesn't feel very Ranić, does it? It doesn't feel very Ranić, which is the surprising element of it. Here are Wolves playing out from the back. Here's a bit of a press. That's better. Cavani pressing. They go long and we win it back. There you go. That's what happens when you press out from the front. Cavani attempted a flick to Sancho, but it goes out for a Man United throw-in. I think that's what United want, though, as well. I mean, that's why people like Cavani, because he does have some energy, some grit, some actual, you know, I just don't want to say passion and desire, but you get my point. That's why you would think the gegenpress is so set up for Manchester United, because it's all about work rate, and it's all about trying, and that just seems the antithesis of Manchester United at the moment, doesn't it? It almost looks like when we've got possession, it turns into a bit of a back three. Because Matic is so deep with Phil Jones and Varane. United going forward here. Greenwood puts the ball into the box. Dispossessed. Shaw has it though now. McTominay gets lucky. Passes it basically against the Wolves player, and it's given away once again by McTominay. It was twice in a row. I mean, that's almost the infuriating thing, isn't it, with Scott McTominay, is that he played so well against Burnley, and in this opening 23, he's been so poor. It's the inconsistency, isn't it, is the problem. Here's Ruben Neves once again. Switched to Manchester United's right-hand side by Wolves. Red Baron says sloppy passing. I think that's how you could describe United's performance in 2 words. Sloppy passing. Here's Neves. Switches it to Man United's left-hand side. Neves once again tries a ball in the box, headed away. That was by McTominay. So now you'd be saying, right, get out of the box. But looks here like United are happy to sit deep. Jimenez tries the ball over the top. United are appealing for offside. They wait, obviously. Here's Podence. Has a shot. Oh, manages to get it on target and De Gea saves. But another shot on target for Wolves. It was close. It would have been tight. They'd have obviously had another look at it, but how he managed to get a shot off there is unbelievable as well. He's got Wan-Bissaka and Phil Jones standing him up, and he still manages to be able to turn and have a shot. There's no press even in our own box. United trying to pass it out from the back once again. Here's, is that Matic? There's Greenwood. Tries the ball over the top. McTominay, Wan-Bissaka. It's just too tight in there. It's too tight, and McTominay loses the ball again. Phil Jones goes back to De Gea, but again, the passing, 25 minutes in, so sloppy. And again, I don't know if that's just because technically they're not good enough to pass in those such tight spaces, or their movement's not good enough to be passing in tight spaces. But everything's just cut inside, pass, tight space. And obviously, for a Wolves team that loves to press, it's easy for them. That's going to be a foul, surely. Foul to Manchester United on Greenwood. But, I mean, I don't want to do the cliche. We could do with a goal, because it's 0-0. Of course we could do with a goal, but McTominay passes forward. That's a better pass. Ronaldo, edge of the box, has a shot. He might have been given offside. Look at that first half of the season. I mean, that's been Wolves' problem. As I mentioned, they play good stuff. 91 attempts, 5 goals in their first half record this season so far. That's been Wolves' problem. Like I said, they don't play bad stuff at all. They really don't. They were unfortunate against us in the first half of the season. United, again, give the ball away. Here's Raul Jimenez, edge of the box, has a shot over the bar. I have a feeling, because, after the Newcastle game, we were watching it and we were saying, how many times are we going to give the ball away? And after the game, it came out that was the most times United had given the ball away the entire season. We are trying to set a new record, obviously, because this is exactly the same. It really is. My goodness. Giving the ball away again. Here's Wolves. Wan-Bissaka now wins it back. Well, it was a poor pass, really. McTominay, heavy touch, gives the ball away. I mean, this isn't like buffering, guys. I'm not repeating myself. This is happening. Constant. Giving the ball away. My gosh. They're professional footballers. Matic. McTominay, a bit of space here. McTominay to Cavani. Wan-Bissaka. Here's Ronaldo. Wan-Bissaka with the overlap. Puts the ball into the box. Oh, it's unlucky. It's good play by Greenwood and Wan-Bissaka there. It's just above. Ronaldo saying like that. Just above his head. But it was good play by Greenwood and Wan-Bissaka there. That's twice now. 2 crosses in the box by Wan-Bissaka. Both just above Ronaldo's head. But just tease it up. It's not far away as well. It's not necessarily a bad cross at all. Just slightly too high. Oof. Nearly 30 minutes gone though. Still 0-0 here at Old Trafford. And Wolves have Neves down. I didn't realise Mike Dean was the referee. How is he still a ref? How is he still, just the amount of we talk about this, a big discussion actually. Now we have a bit of break and play, we can talk about it. There's been a lot of discussion, hasn't there, recently about poor refereeing decisions. And I hope me saying this doesn't jinx something to happen later on in the game. But I agree with when people are saying the standard of refereeing in the Premier League, was it ever the best in the world? Really? Howard Webb was a decent ref. He used to have the whole, you play from, he was Man United's 12th player and all that kind of stuff. But has the refereeing quality in the Premier League ever really been good? Seriously? But like now, it's even less of an excuse because they've got the technology there. Some of the decisions recently have been shocking. Absolutely shocking. And they have to be held accountable for it. Have to. Rotem says, Owen, maybe he thought Ronaldo was Amas in the box. Well, it's a lovely... Amas is, if you're not familiar, is a wrestler who is 7'3". Maybe he thought. It would be a weird thing to be like, oh, sorry, Cristiano. I know I was crossing high because I thought a giant 7-foot wrestler was in the box. But we all make mistakes. Al Sabisi says, that's why there was no English ref at the last World Cup. Yeah, I feel like the standard of refereeing in England has deteriorated. And how it's managed to get worse with technology is baffling, really. Here's Varane. Matic. Certainly when we're in possession, it's turning into a back three with Varane, Matic and Jones. Or sometimes McTominay, who's quite deep now. Only problem is McTominay's passing has just been all over the shop in this game so far. Here's Phil Jones once again. Matic. Jones with forward pass. That's a nice pass. Greenwood, a bit of space to run into here. That's the kind of pass you need, but it's a poor pass. Wan-Bissaka. Even if we get a good pass, it's just immediately an overhit pass or an underhit pass. Such as that by Scott McTominay, given away once again. And here's Wolves on the counter-attack. Semedo. He's had just been constantly been up and down, hasn't he? Is Wolves once again. Marcel, Pedence, edge of the box. Oof. Blocked by Phil Jones. Cavani. Where's he going with it? He's given away once again. Referee's not going to give a free kick there, but again, it's just giving the ball away. Greenwood. Matic. Running forward. He's got 4 Wolves players around him. Greenwood goes for the switch. Switches it to Luke Shaw. Takes it down. He's got Ronaldo to his left. Gives it to him. Shaw once again. Can he put a ball into the box? Looks for Cavani. Headed away. That's a foul by Scott McTominay. Who, for as good as the game he had against Burnley, and don't get me wrong, he was easily man of the match against Burnley. Sensational against Burnley. He's had an absolutely shocking 30 minutes here. Really an absolutely shocking one. Young Wizard says, when the chat is more interested than the game. That's why I keep getting distracted, I think. That's why I keep getting distracted and going on tangents. Because the game is not much to write home about, to be honest with you, is there? Ball's kicked straight out by the Wolves goalkeeper. Man United get a throw in. Come on. Michael Real with the super chat, appreciate that, says Phil Jones take Maguire's spot as captain. I think just meaning the team, obviously. Steffi says Owen and the chat are keeping me awake. Well, I appreciate that, Steffi, but that goes to show the game, doesn't it? Victor says, Owen, thoughts on anime? You know what? United have had 64% possession. We've had more possession in the last 10 minutes. What we've done with it has not been particularly great. Wan-Bissaka tried a bit of a cross there. Cavani tried a pass to Ronaldo. Was overhit, and Ronaldo actually fell over in the box. Anime, it's just something I've tried to get into a couple of times, but I've not been able to. Phil Jones wins the ball back there. Here's Greenwood. Greenwood's going to have a shot. No. Oh, he managed to go all the way. Oh, he nearly went all the way through there. And it's cleared. Start off by Phil Jones. Give him credit. Give him credit, Phil. I mean, I might not. It's not even actually that outrageous to say Phil Jones might have been our best player so far. Like, if Phil Jones hasn't played for over 700 days and the first 30 minutes, Phil Jones might have been one of United's most progressive players, is effing mental. Oh my God. I don't know what it says about Phil or just United in general. But anime, to answer your question, Victor, I've tried it a couple of times. I started watching Attack on Titan, but I'm one of those people that I'm so particular on what I like to watch that I'll just rewatch stuff. You know, I give the ball away again. Here's Wolves on the counter-attack. Switches the ball. Here's Pedence. Edge of the box. Has a shot blocked by Wan-Bissaka. Oh, it's headed back. It was headed back by Ronaldo. Nearly headed right towards Jimenez. Headed into the box. Oh, crossed into the box. Jimenez has just missed a sitter. He might be offside. What is going on? Ronaldo, you can't flail your hands. Why are you heading it back to Jimenez? He's miles off. Here's Pedence. I mean, what? Ronaldo, my goodness. And then they crossed the ball back in. Jimenez was still offside, fortunately. But my God. And once again, if we were playing a side that could finish, we would be 1-0 down at this point already. Shocking. Super chat from Digimon says they were gassing McTominay like he was prime Brian Robson last match. Now we're seeing what he's actually like. Can't pass and not technical. I don't know if it's necessarily a case of we're seeing what he's actually like. I think we're just seeing that this is the problem with Scott McTominay. I mean, you know, most Premier League players can have a good game. You know, it's consistency. Highest level, what separates, you know, decent players from great players is consistency. The great players always show up, always. They don't just have a good game against Burnley. They have a game a couple of days later and they're exactly the same. They still play exactly the same to the same level. And McTominay hasn't done that, especially in this game. De Gea is furious, says Young Wizard. I'm choking. Carabao Cup. One of those competitions you only care when you're in it. I agree with what David Moyes was saying the other day. That given the fixture congestion, why they have 2-leg semi-finals in there is crazy. But we're less than 10 minutes away from half-time. And that is... I mean, what do you even say at halftime? I'm thinking, what does it get to like 10 minutes? I start thinking, right, okay, at halftime, we'll call Flex, we'll touch him with Flex, see what he's going to say. Maybe we'll call KG, because he is at home. He's just not on the match view today, because he's just, well, he flew, I don't know what day he flew back, it might be yesterday, but he's still got major jet lag. So that's going to make later funny as well. We got jet lag KG. I might call him as well. But Wolves still have the ball, shockingly. Al Sabisi says, a broken clock is right twice a day, and Scotland's an example of that. So there you go. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner as well. 2020, the year of 100k. See, I did it then. I was just slagging people off earlier on. 2022. I'm tired. It's been a long couple of travel days. I travelled back up north yesterday. It's a free kick here to Wolves, foul by Wan-Bissaka. Rashad says, blessings, Owings. Blessings to yourself, Rashad. That's something I don't say that often. I would like to include it in my vocabulary a bit more. Blessings. I might answer the phone like that. It's a Wolves free kick of a very abject first half. Wolves going to put the ball into the box. There was a header by Wolves there as well. I think it was Raymond Seiss, yeah. Ibrahim says, shocking performance with no improvement. I mean, the difference as well. I mean, I know that we're miles behind, you know, in terms of performance behind your Chelseas and your Liverpools and your Man Cities. But just like watching that Chelsea-Liverpool game yesterday and then watching this, I mean, you think it's different sport, honestly. Or you're watching like something from 20 years ago. Because it's just shocking. Neves tries to get a ball in the box. It's blocked by Matic. Half headed away by Shaw, but it's a Man United goal kick. Just really abject, poor quality. Again, passing is either underhit, overhit. Struggled to put 3 passes together without giving it away. Wolves are pressing far, far more than we are. Arguably, Phil Jones has been our best player, which the fact that we're saying that in 2022 is insane. Long goal kick from De Gea. Wolves, of course, have the ball back immediately. And I know, this is the thing, I know that because at points in this first half, we had the ball for like 5 minutes where we passed it around the back line and did nothing with it. We'll say that we had lots of possession, but we really haven't. Here's McTominay. Sancho. Matic. Sure. You're going to put the ball into the box. That's poor. Again, even trying to do like commentary for this, it's actually really hard because there's just nothing happening. There's just nothing happening, and it's just we get the ball and it's gone after 5 seconds. Like I said, either out for play or just poor pass. Here's Moutinho. Pedence with the overlap down United's right-hand side. Chipped into the box. That was a nice little pass there. Jimenez, and it's a corner, or it's a goal kick for Man United. Man. Red Barons with the super chat, appreciate the contribution, says, do we have a midfield? Do we have a team? Do we have a game plan? I mean, what is it? Here's Matic with a driving run. Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo tried a 1-2 with Matic, but even, in fairness, Matic was stretching because even the first pass by Ronaldo was off. But again, it sums up the first half. Even that initial touch of the 1-2, it's off. It's overhit. It's just, I mentioned it, I can't remember after what game it was. It might have been after the Newcastle game. And I said on the full view with DJ and Cam that, and I was hesitant to say it at the time, but it reminds me a lot of Louis van Gaal football. Like, it reminds me a lot of Louis van Gaal football. You know, we used to watch Louis van Gaal games for Man United, and they'd just be a tough watch. Be slow, abject. And after the game, you would say, wow, United had 65% possession, but it's like, but we didn't do anything with it. Here comes Luke Shaw. Forward run. Pass it, Cavani. Plenty of room here. What are you going to do with it? Has a shot. Wasn't the right decision. Greenwood was there on the overlap on the right-hand side. Should have passed it. Which I don't know why he does it. I don't know if that's just because we haven't had anything in the first half. He gets a rush of blood. But Cavani, you're more experienced than that. Look how much room Mason Greenwood's there. It's got to be the pass. It's got to be the pass. I'm really surprised by that decision-making by Cavani there. He knows it as well. If you do that, you have to score. If you do that, you have to score. And he didn't. He wasn't anywhere near scoring as well. Super chat from Santinda says, 4-4-2 is just not working. Needs 4-3-3. Well, I mentioned this before. I mean, the thing is, I'm not sure. Is this the 4-2-2? Because, again, out of possession, Matic is dropping so deep that it becomes almost a back three. Whatever it's doing, it's just not working. Here's Wolves once again. Here's Trinca, here's Neves. Semedo cuts it back. It was Varane and prevented that one from happening. MB says, Neves and Moutinho versus McTominay and Fred. If you told someone that was the midfield of the two teams, you'd think Neves and Moutinho was United's players. Well, Fred's on the bench. It's actually McTominay and Matic, isn't it? But to your point, I would honestly prefer to have Moutinho and Neves any day. They're quality players. But still, we're nearly a couple of minutes away from half time. I don't even think there's been any stoppage time announced yet. Wolves had 13 shots, 4 on target. United had 4 shots, 1 on target. But the passing has just been horrific. Really, really poor. Trincao. Podence managed to put the ball through. Oh, Podence edge of the box once again. Here's Neves, edge of the box. He's going to put in Semedo. Oh, it's a block by Phil Jones from him and from Trincao there. But again, that's how you play football in tight spaces. Every pass is right. It's accurate. It's not overhit. It's not underhit. There's plenty of red shirts there, but they managed to find ways around him. Again, yeah, I think you have to give credit to Phil Jones. He's played very well. He's actually played very well. Man United just in general have been shocking. Corner for Wolves. Put into the box. Ball's bouncing around all over the place there. Saiz cross blocked off Cavani. I mean, essentially, I mean, I don't want to jinx it. I'll say that in a second because I do believe in jinxes, by the way. So I'm not going to say that. So corner to Wolves. They go short this time. Moutinho went down. He got back up pretty quickly, didn't he? Neves, edge of the box. Blocked. Or slide tackle manages to find its way to Neves. No, it's Jimenez, rather, over the bar. But, I mean, as first halves go, how poor. Honestly, how poor. Got about 30 seconds left of the first half. The only difference between this first half and the first half against Newcastle was that Newcastle were 1-0 up. We have been, I mean, so far. So the thing is, how often can we say so far off it? Because this just feels like the regular performance by Manchester United at the moment. Just shocking. Long ball headed on by Matic. Here's Ronaldo, who slips over in the box. Slips over in the box. He just slipped over, and that's half time. But man, it's half time. It's 0-0. But oh my God, that was absolutely shocking by Manchester United. Absolutely shocking. Once again, if we play like that against... We said against Newcastle, if we played like that against any other side, we'd lose. Fortunately, Wolves just can't score at the moment. Apart from, if they could, we'd be 2 or 3-0 down because we've been absolutely awful. Awful. King Jar says, wow, this is awful. Arsenal played better football than us for F's sake. Abub says, stop acting like Wolves are a walkover. City only won due to a penalty. Paris says, disgusting football, Owen. It's just been, again, shocking. I would love to go through my thesaurus and think of clever ways to describe that, but that was shit. It was Newcastle all over again. Newcastle all over again. And I guess maybe the positive thing is we've got Bruno Fernandes on the bench. Hopefully if we bring him on, maybe he'll actually affect the game. But my God. And I guess when does it get to a point where, like we were saying before, I think you do have to look at these players because we're constantly, that performance is just, it's almost indescribable how poor that is. It's just, let's see if we'll try KG. I'll try KG, see what happens. Because I know, like I said, he's going to be on the thing afterwards. Let's get KG's image up. Wow, it's a good start, isn't it? It's a good start. It's a good start. We'll try flex. We'll try flex. Flex.
Yo.
I mean, try your best to describe that. Try your best.
Oh, mate, honestly, absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. It's a mixture of things that's going on, right? The first thing is the problem of playing that narrow formation against their five with their wing backs. It is absolutely killing us. You've got. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, you've got Sancho tucked in on this left-hand side in front of me. You've got Mason tucked in on the other side. And Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka have then got to mark the left winger and the right winger. So Trincao and Podence on either side. And the Sancho and Greenwood are going for the left and right centre-halves in their back three, which leaves their wing-backs completely free on both sides, especially down Mason Greenwood's side. And every single time Semedo's got in this side. So half of it is actually, Ralph, that's not working. It's not working. Like, I would agree
that the tactics aren't working, but I think it's even more basic than that, Flex. Like in the sense like against Newcastle, these guys can't pass a football. I mean, how many times do we give the ball away? Again, like we're talking under-hit passes, over-hit passes. It's even more basic than that, isn't it? Is it? He's gone. He's gone. Hello? Yeah. See, that's when you're making too much sense, yeah? Oh. Don't you just love it when that happens? He's got no words to describe it. I do have that effect on people. When you get that kind of analysis, you don't need to say anymore. That's the kind of analysis we do here on United View. It's just a little bit. It's basic, isn't it? Don't need to say anymore. Hang up and done. That's it. Old Trafford settings. That's why they're renovating the place. Hopefully in about 3 years' time when we do a match for you or whatever, we actually have some signal in Old Trafford. Honestly. Oh, We'll try again. What we need to do, we need to get it so it's like done through here. Because I know sometimes the sound isn't as great and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, usually I don't do the match views. That's normally why. We'll try flex again. See if it works. If not, we'll talk about something else. You're back.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed what you were saying. I know you was getting on to basically saying it's even more simple than that. Basically, the players aren't running hard enough as well.
Well, it was just more. It was just more. Like I said, I get what you're saying with the tactics. So I do think that's true in the sense the 4-4-2, 4-3-3, whatever he's trying isn't working. But it's more in the sense that, like again against Newcastle, where they can't even pass the ball. Like how many times they give the ball away?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, under no pressure as well, and just the application, the basics. Like we did speak about it in Newcastle.
Twice. It's twice. Curses the networks. When they don't want me to talk to you, Flex, what can I do? What can I do? You know? The network connection's just about as shit as Man United's passing so far. Shocking. Unbelievable. You get one life, says Cool KG. I tried. He didn't even pick up on me. Nobody wants to talk to me. What do I do? Old Greg says flex on the Tesco mobile plan. But maybe. You know, top up your credit, mate. You know, go to Vodafone, go to the shop or whatever. Top it up. Not once but twice. Exactly. Steffi Jenks says, "Where is DJ?" He's going to be on the full view. You don't want to sort of use up all of his opinions. He's got it for afterwards. Oh, here you go. Third time. Here we go. Third time's the charm.
Yo, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, hopefully it stays on. Yeah, they're just not running hard enough. You've got Ronaldo and Cavani up front. You know, they're three centre backs, Kilman. There's no pressure on Honestly, everyone's just coasting through games.
I think he's going to cut out again. Get ready. Get ready. It's going to go. Yeah. I mean, that's when you know. That's when you know. I mean, I don't even have the outrage anymore. It's just. Let's just get to the super chat. Super chat from Len says, "We are so bad. What is the problem? Oh my God, something is so wrong with them players. Big up to Owen, Flex, KG, and the crew. Going to be another whack season. Going to be another whack year. I appreciate that, Len. Appreciate the contribution." Super chat from Leon says, Jones. I was not playing to the game plan. That's why he's been so good. Oh, is Josh trying now? Yo.
Well, how do you do it? Mike Phelan here. Guys, I made a big mistake today.
You made a mistake. Go on. What's your mistake?
Left the iPad at home.
You left the iPad at home?
Yeah.
Well, is this your what? Is this performance your fault then? Is this on you?
Yeah. It's on me, man.
Oh, Mike.
It's on me.
Well, at least, make yourself useful. Get in there, no usual jobs, handing out oranges, making tea for people, but come on.
Done all that.
You've done it all. Oh.
Even got, man, expensive oranges today as well.
Oh, man.
Imported.
Yeah, I mean, they're organic.
I remember the imported oranges, but I didn't remember the iPad. I don't understand it.
Oh, man, that's...
Apples and oranges, eh? Apples and oranges.
Yeah, I mean, while you're at it, maybe you can bump into Flex, fix his phone signal or something like that as well. Make yourself busy,
Old Trafford settings. I had to step out. Half-time settings, I went, hey, I'm going for a little walk.
Yeah.
I feel bad about that iPad.
Well, you did say to him, didn't you? You said, "Do you need me for the team talk?" They went, "No, of course not. You can go outside if you want. It's fine." Exactly.
So Phil, he's taking it.
Yeah.
Phil Jones, man of the match performance.
To be honest, though, like all jokes aside, it says a lot in 2022 when literally Phil Jones is our best player. How much of a joke is that? Oh my God!
I was thinking that. I was like, Sir Alex is there. I was like, yo, what's happening, Fergie? Wagwan? All that just he was like, oh yeah, still got the job, yeah. And I was like, yeah, rolling, all that stuff. And then I realised, do you know what? Phil Jones was playing when Sir Alex won the league in 2013.
Exactly. He's a league winner. Mike. Do you know what's also crazy, Mike, is that got nearly over 500 people watching, only 217 likes. What do you think about that?
I think that's more disgraceful than me forgetting the iPad.
Yeah. More disgraceful than Flex's. More disgraceful than Flex's network Old Trafford settings. More disgraceful than KG not picking up on me. He's probably asleep.
No, it's not more disgraceful than that. That's disgraceful.
Yeah. It's just
after you were reliable to him so many times. Disgraceful.
Yeah, just under the disgraceful umbrella is what it is. It's a disgrace.
Yeah. If I had the buttons, I'll be pressing the buttons.
Yeah, do it.
Disgraceful. You're a cheat. Yeah. Disgraceful. There you go.
Exactly.
Rubbish. I mean, what was even that? I mean, come on.
It's a good impression. It's a good one, that. Yeah. It's good. You sound exactly like the soundboard. It's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. Well, anyway, Mike, look, I'm gonna try and call KG again, see what happens with him, and then if not, I mean, with how this game's going on, how boring it is, I'll just do a game of Would You Rather, or start naming crisps, flavours and stuff like that, or chocolates. That seems more entertaining.
I need to get back into Old Trafford, so my signal's gonna cut anyway.
Well, exactly, and to be honest, they might not let you in, because they might just be like, "Who are you?" I'm Mike Phelan. Who? do you work here? Yeah. Oh, we didn't recognise you without the iPad.
Let me in.
Exactly. Right, well, we'll speak to you in a bit, Mike. Appreciate you coming on.
Peace and grease.
Peace and grease. This whole half-time's just been chaos, really, hasn't it? This half-time's just been absolute chaos. R10 says, KG's still in America. No, he's not. He is back in the land of UK, but I know he's got, major jet lag. Let's try him one more time. I don't know if we've got time. Let's try him one more time. Look at me calling people so I don't have to do any work at half-time. Feeling. I like that. I like that a lot. Feeling. That's great. Well done, Rotem. It's enjoyable. I don't think he's going to pick up. I told you he doesn't pick up. He doesn't answer messages. He doesn't do WhatsApps. Not good enough. I nearly put out his number. That would be a bit of a slight, wouldn't it? that would be a bit of an overreaction from myself. You don't pick up on me, well, everyone's going to know your number, KG. He didn't. Everyone's number starts with that, so it's fine. Oh, well, we've got a couple of minutes left until the game kicks off once again. What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about, guys? Let's do some would you rathers, because I don't want to talk about the football because it's been so poor. Young Wizard said, let's all call KG. Well, exactly. Exactly. Let's all call KG. But I just... I don't know if I was a bit of sort of, falsely convincing myself that it would be different. Actually, I've got to make the match reaction live. So you're seeing all of this happen to me in full time. There you go. There you go. The full view for after the game's now public. Cool said, did KG blue tick you? I don't know what that means. Casa 2000 says KG is busy. Man is a star. Well, this is the thing. I said before, he's dramatic because he's an actor. Everything he does is dramatic. Everything he does is dramatized. He's an actor. He's a thespian, as they would say. I would love to see KG on like a West End stage and doing like Hamlet or something like that. It would be tremendous. Raz puts a good point, actually. This is true. KG's talking to Wan-Bissaka on the phone. He can't answer right now. He's talking to, his kid. Up your game. Did you bring chewing gum? Yes. Okay. Make sure you pass it next time. Exactly. But the players are coming out back on the pitch. But I have a feeling, like I said, this game is one of those ones, isn't it? So let's make it fun. Let's talk about anything. let's talk about anything. We will talk about the game, obviously, but John James says, Jones, I can't believe what I'm saying this, but he's better than Maguire. He's arguably been our best player on the pitch, hasn't he? Which is amazing considering the circumstances, but it says a lot. It says a lot, doesn't it, about Man United at the moment. David Lee says United to score early in the second half. I hope so. I would love that. But have we actually seen anything like that in this game at the moment? But but in fairness, we can criticise how poorly United have played, and we have played poorly. But but Wolves have played very well. Rotem says changes. I don't think there have been. Have there? Have there been any changes? Not that we can see that much. But it's 2022 and it feels very similar to 2021 so far. I mean, he's made no changes at half-time. Not that maybe you would expect him to, but it was that bad that it would maybe warrant like half-time make statement kind of change shape. But I would be shocked if Bruno doesn't come on, Rashford doesn't come on. We do certainly have options on the bench, don't we? Right, we're off. Second half. I mean, to be honest with you, this game feels like it's got, one goal in it? And I have no idea who that's going to at the moment. Seriously. But we're off second half. Hopefully United can play. I mean, again, I don't want to jinx it, but it'd be hard to play worse than they played in the first half. And also as well, it's just boring as well, isn't it? Not only is it crap, but also it's just dull. Like you watched that game yesterday between Chelsea and Liverpool, and again, I know they're miles ahead of us or whatever in terms of how they're playing at the moment, but even with their players, I just that's entertaining to watch as well. And just these games are just. I don't mind at all watching dull or boring football if you're winning games and you're still scoring a couple of goals or whatever. But here's Sancho. Sancho might be through it. Oh, that if anything, that's the time you probably don't want to cut the ball back. He tried to cut the ball back to Ronaldo, edge of his foot. don't know if he needed to. They could have carried on going. Had an effort. You just raised the impetus. Wan-Bissaka is Greenwood. Greenwood tries the ball in the box. We're doing that as well as a lot that we did against Newcastle. We're trying that ball sort of over the top quite a lot. Which I'm not really sure what we're looking for there. If we're trying to play the ball over the top like Ronaldo and Cavani are playing on the shoulder, I can't really see what the purpose is of that. But here's Varane. William Olsen says, why is Ralph so obsessed with McTominay? It's Fellaini all over again. Donny van der Beek must not know how to kick a ball in training or something. Well, I think in fairness, William, and don't get me wrong, McTominay has had a very poor first half. But after his performance against Burnley, there was a half chance for Cavani and Ronaldo there. Given his performance against Burnley, did he deserve to start? Of course he did. He scored a goal. He played really well. Again, the frustrating thing is that you watch McTominay play and you say, why can't you play like that every game? Or at least, have that kind of dynamism every game. And I totally agree with you. After seeing him for 45 minutes, Donny van der Beek must be saying, well, I can do better than that. And it's decision-making, isn't it, as well? In the first half, Sancho went by himself when he shouldn't have. He should have laid the ball off. Just a minute ago then, he should have laid the ball off, and he shouldn't have laid the ball off. He should have went by himself. Here's Podence. He's quick, isn't he? Oh, that's a free kick. McTominay just goes through. It's no need. He's going nowhere there. He's run forward. He's cut back because there's nothing available for him there. And McTominay has just sliced through him for no reason. He's got booked. It's so silly. Look, he cuts back here because there's nobody there, and he goes through him. He's looking for the free kick at that point. It's so sloppy. He's going absolutely nowhere. It's so sloppy. Poor decision making. He's suspended now for the game against Aston Villa. 5 yellow cards for McTominay. It's a free kick to Wolves. Moutinho standing over it. Moutinho's going to put the ball in the box here. Whips it in. Headed away by Ronaldo. Edge of the box. Neves. Every time he gets the ball in the edge of the box, I get nervous. Goes out for United. Throw him. And remember, again, if you don't want to talk about the football, just throw anything out there. We can talk about whatever. Do you still consider this time sort of to be the festive period? Because there's still lots of Christmas chocolate laying around the house. That was my point about the chocolate thing. There's still a lot laying around. So I feel like I have better opinions than usual about which chocolates I prefer and which ones I don't. Like, we had a tub of Heroes here for Christmas, and it's just not the Heroes it used to be. Where'd the Dream go? I used to love white chocolate Dream. No longer in there. It's a shame. I feel like the selection boxes have changed quite a lot. Here's Cavani. What's an under-hit pass to Wan-Bissaka. McTominay. Wan-Bissaka. Greenwood. Phil Jones. Gets it to Greenwood once again. And Greenwood's cutting inside a little bit here. He's going to have a shot from far out, miles away. But that's what we're reduced to. Thomas Parker says, thoughts on Brock Lesnar's title win, Owen? Haha. Hey, there's nothing to laugh about. You know me, I've got my wrestling channel, Owen Wrestle News 365. Be sure to subscribe. Brock Lesnar, new champion. I love a bit of Brock. Especially this version of Brock. Walking around in dungarees, ponytail and a beard. Sensational. It's a long ball. Jimenez is through. I mean, the linesman will wait to put up the flag. Was he offside? Man, a better touch. He could have been in. Matic goes long. And Wolves have the ball once again. And Wolves have a throw-in. Rotem says, Madcap Moss, McTominay. You're not serious. William Olsen says, we should have signed Neves. It's outrageous how we always get played off the park by these mid-table teams. Wolves have good players. And like I said, I think like they've been... Not that it justifies how rubbish we've been, because we have been terrible. But if Wolves, I mean, Jimenez, if they had a more sort of lethal, I guess, goal scorers situation maybe at the moment, they'd be way higher up in the table because they play some really good stuff. And Bruno, is it Lage? Is that how you pronounce his last name? He's a quality manager. United have a free kick here. Wolves goalkeeper comes out with a big header there. Mohamed Dika says, hey Owen, not able to watch the match. How's it going? To be honest, Mohamed, not great. It's 0-0 and United have not played very well. Wolves have been the better side, played the better stuff. United have been sloppy. Again, it's been a tough watch, a boring watch. It's just been, give the ball away once again by Shaw there. Here's Podence. Tries to put Jimenez through and it's a poor pass there. Wolves suffering from a similar lack of quality and De Gea just puts it out for a throw-in, which kind of sums that up. He does. It's one of those, isn't it? It really is one of those. I tell you what, though. I think after the game with Cam and KG, hopefully that'll be that'll be entertaining. But Wolves is Kilman. Ashton says, thoughts on Saka being a better player than Sancho? In fairness to Arsenal, I did think they were unfortunate against Man City. Again, let's go back to refereeing decisions recently. Just refereeing standards in the UK, in the Premier League rather, have been so poor. Right, here's Greenwood, a bit of space to run into. Now you've got to make the right decision and the right pass. And again, passes it, nearly goes out for a throw-in. But this is the problem. If United do get in the right position, it's a poor decision or a poor pass. Wan-Bissaka does well. Crosses the ball into the box. Doesn't even go into the box, goes up for a goal kick. Sums up Manchester United in this game so far. It's I was saying to Flex at half time. It's not even like we can talk about formations: 4-2-2, 4-3-3, 3 at the back, 5 at the back, gegenpressing, counter pressing, all this kind of stuff till the cows come home. If you can't pass the ball 5 yards, if you can't do 2 or 3 completed passes, it's irrelevant. All of that is irrelevant if you can't even pass the ball, or you get into a bit of position of space and you kick the ball out for a throw-in. That's Sunday League shit. Here's Max Kilman's ran practically the whole pitch, slips over on the surface. Sancho clears. Here's Mason Greenwood. Matic. Greenwood once again. Matic to McTominay, who goes down. And McTominay gets right back up because Mike Dean says he got the ball. Right, Matic now, a bit of space. Oh, passes it behind Wan-Bissaka. It's just, oh my God. Ashton says, ask KG about that cross from Wan-Bissaka in full view. And he'll be aware. He'll be aware of it. He knows, KG. He knows. Greenwood is Sancho. McTominay. Wolves all behind the ball here. That wasn't a hiccup. That's me just nearly just being sick of watching the game. Watching some of these attempts of passing. Varane loses the ball now. Oh, it was a foul on Wolves, but it's a play on. It's a good tackle by Phil Jones, but now Mike Dean's gone back. It was a good advantage by Mike Dean, but he let it go on a while. Luke Shaw's going to be out of the Aston Villa game because he's picked up 5 yellow cards. I mean, it's a blatant yellow card. He's just blocked him off. But once again, why has he blocked him off? Because we gave the ball away. Because we just constantly gave the ball away. That's all we can do. It's the only thing we've actually been doing with some kind of consistency is giving the ball away. Anything else? Where comes Bruno Fernandes? Ranić's not waiting long. He's done the whole FM, show me something second half. 10 minutes, they've showed him F4. He's gone, right, Bruno, warm up. Apparently it might be Cavani that comes off. So maybe Bruno goes up front with Ronaldo, which I've been saying recently as well. Might not be the worst idea. But I think we need change of shape. It's not just personnel at this point. We need change of shape. Whatever we're trying to do ain't working. Not even necessarily that Ranić's not implementing well. These players just can't do it. That's a good slide and block by Wan-Bissaka. Dispossessed by Greenwood. Here come Ronaldo once again. Ronaldo flicks it. Cavani. Sancho. Greenwood's on the floor still. Shaw tries a long ball over the top. Because that's all we've got. We've got the long ball over the top. I tell you, we're Sam Allardyce United. Big Sam's watching at home, giving Ranić a call, going, why are you stealing my stuff? Edge of the box. Here's Semedo. It's blocked by Shaw. He'll go out for a Wolves corner. There's one team that looks like scoring in this match, and it's not Manchester United. It must be said, like I said, this system is just obviously not working. It's like short passing, but they can't do that. So they try and go long over the top, but they can't do that anyway. And even if they could, they've got Ronaldo trying to get onto the end of that ball at the age of 36. So it's madness. Cross into the box, it's flicked on, De Gea catches it. Rolled out to Shaw. Shaw's asking for what, if anything's in front of him, there's not. Matic. Even Matic does sort of breaking lines. Matic went for a pass to Ronaldo, who was unbelievably overhit. Oh, in fairness, Wan-Bissaka did unbelievably well to keep that in, and he's won a Man United throw. Fair play, Wan-Bissaka, because he had no business keeping that ball in and winning the throw-in. No business. I'll give him credit there. But even then, the ball actually over the top was actually on. Okay, it was actually on for Ronaldo there. But even that's overhit. So Mason Greenwood's now coming off. And on coming Bruno Fernandes. Well, there's some actual boos there. So it's Greenwood off for Bruno Fernandes. And there was some boos. Man, this Man United at the moment, man. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, under obviously Ollie, it had become, I guess, slightly toxic in the changing room, but it doesn't feel like any of that's really dissipated, does it? It feels like that's bubbling back up quickly, doesn't it? Which we don't like to hear. But necessarily, can you blame some of the United fans? What have they watched in this game? What have they watched in this United game so far? Here is Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka. I mean, whilst Greenwood was, actually, again, he was just as sloppy as everyone else. He was making forward runs and forward passes. Wan-Bissaka ball into the box, caught by the Wolves keeper. We just don't look like a threat at all. Let's be honest here, guys. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. We don't look threatening at all. Has Sarr, their goalkeeper, actually had to make a legitimate, save, which you would go, oh, good save by the goalkeeper? No. That's why I say it feels like those Louis van Gaal games where you get to 60 minutes and you say, Keeper hasn't had to make a proper save. It's crazy. Playing at home, I get Wolves are a good side, but you want to go places. You beat Wolves at home. Ball into the box. Oh. Ball into the box from quite deep to Cavani. Keeper came out to collect. Here's Neves. "30 minutes left." But it's just been... And I think at this point in the game, right, you almost have to come to terms that this performance is going to be shit. And if we get a goal, we're gonna have to shit out the game. Basically, we're gonna have to shit out the game at this point. Like a mistake just like that. It was a short pass, and Fernandes nearly nicked it. We need something like that at this point. That's how we're gonna get out of this game with 3 points. Because, I mean, do we necessarily really expect us to radically transform into a wonderful performance in the next 30 minutes? No. I don't expect to see that at this point. We might get a bit fortunate. Here's McTominay. The fact that we've got good players might be enough just to pull us over the line. Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka. Out for a Man United throw-in. But even when we're in positions like that, then we're, in the final third of the pitch, Wolves still look comfortable. Here's Fernandes, easily dispossessed. And the reason I'm in this dead area, guys, because there's nothing to say. There's literally nothing to say. Mason Greenwood touches an opposition box first. Dribbles attempted, 7 first. There's no doubt he was our best attacker on the pitch this evening, so I'm, like everyone else, surprised he went off. But like I said, I don't think personnel changes is going to fix this. The system we're playing isn't good enough, but just... And it's fatiguing to watch, isn't it? Because there's nothing to cheer about. There's nothing. Wolves again put the ball into the box. Jimenez. Oh. Red Baron says, drink every time Wan-Bissaka crosses and nothing happens. Wow, Red Baron. I don't want to drink this close to New Year's Eve again. I think my liver is still recovering. It's actually a corner, I think, because it's Luke Shaw. He manages to get a flick on it. So it is going to be a Wolves corner here. Wolves have had 8 corners in this game. Man United have had none. Martinez is going to be standing over the corner here. Headed away by Cristiano Ronaldo. Podence. Oh, leaves them both for dead. It's a goal kick. Theon says, developing the right instincts takes time. 8 weeks was the bare minimum to start to see improvement. You lot need to stop making the club toxic. Well, first of all, Atheon, I appreciate your opinion because everyone's allowed their opinion and not everyone has the same opinion. And I appreciate you sharing it. What I would say is obviously it takes time to implement tactics. I agree with that. It takes time to implement philosophy. I agree with that. But these are elite level professional footballers. You can't tell me that people like, Cavani, Ronaldo, Sancho, even people as experienced people like Matic, Luke Shaw, you can't tell me that, they need to be developing their instincts to be able to successfully pass a ball. You can't tell me that they need to develop their instincts to be able to pass a ball 5 yards or not overhit a pass or not do whatever. They need to be better than that. These are elite level international footballers who have won a lot in their careers, at international level or club level. They should be able to have the bare minimum of passing the football. or not kicking the ball out for touch, or having a little bit of quality. You know, that's the situation. But, you know, like I said, it's your opinion, obviously, and I think also there probably needs to be a discussion about, you know, you can point out that someone's playing shit and still not be a toxic fan, you know. I've always been, like I said, a United fan since the womb. But if someone's not having a good game, you're allowed to say they're not having a good game. You're allowed to say Man United have not played well in this game. Ball in. Chance. Oh, he's hit the bars. Bruno Fernandes hit the bar. What a miss. Matic put the ball into the box. Bruno hits the bar. What a chance. Wan-Bissaka's cross is blocked. It's a foul, referee. Given. United have a free kick. What a chance. Came out of nowhere. Look at this. It's a Sancho throw in. Matic, great ball. Cuts it back. There's Bruno. He hits the bar. Let's be honest, though. He's got to score. He has to score. Edge of the 6-yard box. Well, in between edge of the 6 yards and the penalty spot. He's got to score. It's a massive chance. But here we go. Let's hope that raises something here. Bruno whips the ball in. Ronaldo, what is in? Oh, it's offside. Well, they'll check. They'll check it. Ronaldo's saying he's onside. They'll have a look. Well, he's miles off at the start, but does he get back in? He's offside. He doesn't get back in time. To be honest, I don't even know if he needs to, though. Impetus, sir. Come on, let's raise the atmosphere. Old Trafford's a little bit louder now. Come on. Fernandes, ball over the top. Cristiano Ronaldo takes the touch. Can he get the shot on target? Oh, drags it wide. Even that's a little bit better, though. Come on. Ethion says, I'm not saying you're toxic, Owen. Not arguing with you lot, but it's too early. Great show. Like I said, Ethion, I'm not arguing at all. No worries, mate. Like I said, everyone has their opinion. You will definitely never ever on this channel be put down or anything like that for any comments you say. There'll be discussion, obviously, but that's what football is. That's what community is. It's back and forth. It's discussion. It's all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you contributing. Old Trafford's woken up a little bit louder. We've had hitting the bar. We've had Ronaldo offside goal. Come on. Here comes Matic. It was a good cutback by Matic, no doubt about that. Bruno will be frustrated, though, because he knows he should score. McTominay. Running at the... Go on, Scott McTominay. Oh, see, that's what he can do. That's better. He's a box-to-box player. He's a box-to-box player, and you want him to actually run forward, move forward with the ball, travel with the ball. Does it there. The Wolves players are worried. It's blocked. Man United have a corner there. Man United have woke up suddenly. United seemingly have woke up out of nowhere. But United is, this is their first corner of the game. Here's Bruno, though, standing over the corner. Ball whipped in. Headed away by Jimenez. Short. It's a hopeful ball in. Keeper came for it. Had to get it. Phil Jones manages that well. Headed to McTominay. Got to keep the pressure up. It's the best bit of momentum we've had, and it's given away by Sancho. Said you have to keep the pressure up, have to keep the momentum up, because it's the first time in the game that Wolves have really been on the back foot. Here comes Semedo. Adama Traore. That's the thing with Adama Traore. He's trying to take on Varane, and he just tries to get it out of his feet, and it goes out for a goal kick. That's the thing with Traore. I can't remember who it was the other day, but they were saying, "Oh yeah, I'd have Traore at Man United." I'm like, the guy is, there's no end product there. He's the modern day, Instagram, YouTube player in the sense that on the compilation stuff, see Traore, look at this when he did this, and he was going past this player, and he was going past this player. What is his stats? How many goals has he scored? Like hardly any. If he had even 50% of an end product, he'd be unbelievable. But you have to give, I guess, Rangnick credit. Brought Bruno on. Impetus has certainly been risen. But that's what we were saying previously, wasn't it? Bruno, sometimes his best performance is when he comes off the bench. It was like it against Villarreal earlier this season. Here's McTominay, a bit of space. Hopefully things are starting to open up a bit here for Manchester United. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Gets blocked by Wolves player. United have a throw-in. I was thinking that, Abub. As I was literally saying it, I was thinking like I'm massively jinxing something by Traore happening. I was thinking that. I was like, Owen, you're going in way too hard on it. Way too hard. Here's Cavani. Sancho. Matic. McTominay again. Puts it out wide to Wan-Bissaka. McTominay. Matic. Bruno. Goes for the switch. Out to Sancho. Good touch. Go on, take him on then. You're one-on-one with the fullback. Oh. It's got to be said, Sancho's end product and passing just hasn't been good enough. Here's Traore. He's running. That's a foul by Matic. Takes his legs out. It's a cynical foul. Get booked. But again, that comes from Sancho. Your end product has to be better than that. It's not the first time he's done that tonight. You're in a good position. Make the right decision. If you're going to pass it, make sure it's a good pass. If you're going to take him on, make sure you take him on. Decision making every single time. So it's a Wolves free kick here. It's a decent position for Wolves. Depends what they want to go with. I'm not sure. Will they go for direct on target, or will they try and put it in the box with Moutinho? If Moutinho hits it, they'll put it into the box, but I don't think it is. I think it's going to be Saiss is going to have a go. Here comes Saiss. Hits the bar. Look at this. I mean, clips the bar. I mean, it doesn't clip the bar, it hits the bar. Jeez. This game's really starting to come to life, isn't it? My God. Well, Marcus Rashford's come on. Who's he come on for? He's come on for Jadon Sancho. In fairness, probably a right call. As I mentioned, Sancho, decisions have been miles off tonight, but then one of the biggest criticisms, well, the biggest criticism of Marcus Rashford is decisions, isn't it? So you got to make better decisions than Jadon did, Marcus. Ball over the top, Varane. Nearly made a hash of that, just enough. Heads it back to David De Gea. 15 minutes left, plus stoppage time. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Tries to whip it into Rashford. Interesting, wasn't it, that at one point Cavani was going to come off when Greenwood was taken off. But they changed their mind. But at least United showing some form of impetus. I mentioned earlier on that we didn't look like scoring. At least we have looked like scoring a couple of times now. But it will take something out of nowhere, a bit like before. Rashford tries that ball over the top again. We love that ball over the top. Which is you can do that. You can do that quick ball over the top if the striker that you've got playing up front is someone that's going to play on the shoulder, but they're rapid. They'll always be onside, and once the ball's gone, they're always constantly playing on the shoulder, and once the ball's over, if it's the right ball, they'll reach it. Ronaldo hasn't been that player for years. He's not been that player that's been the playing on the shoulder. Nor's Cavani. But that's why I don't get the real insistence on it. Here's Podence, plenty of room. Switches out to Marcel. Oof, Jimenez had a chance. Luke Shaw does just enough. He's holding his knee. I don't think they've given anything. I think it's a United goal kick, is it? It's a good cross by Marcel. I mean, who did it come off last? Came off Luke Shaw. Can United get a goal? Here's Wolves on the attack again. Jimenez. Neves, plenty of space. Here's Semedo. Traore. Semedo cuts back. He's one-on-one with Rashford here, right on the edge of the box. Cavani hooks it clear. Well, kicks it unbelievably high up in the air. Wolves have the ball again. Here's Traore. Faces up Luke Shaw. Cross it deflected. Keeper should have that. Does. De Gea's looking for a quick pass. Here's Bruno. McTominay. 12 minutes left. How do people think this game's going to end? And be sure to smash a like on the like button as well. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner too. Here's Ronaldo. Ronaldo crosses it in. Edge of the box, McTominay. Oh my God. Went for a volley. Just manages to spin it up in the air. Bruno. Ronaldo again. Tries the cross. Punched away by the goalkeeper. Phil Jones wins the ball back. To be fair, you can't discredit Phil Jones. He has played so well. He actually has. Here's Rashford. Cuts back inside. How many times are you going to do it, Marcus? Where are you going to go? And that's the problem with Marcus Rashford in a nutshell. Cut back inside, cut back inside, cut back inside. There's players around you, you give it away. Podence. Up against Varane. It goes down. He's looking for it. You're never going to get it. And United get a free kick in the end for a foul on Varane. Good defending by Varane. God, what's he even looking for, Podence? As if that would ever be given for a penalty. As if. Wolves are making a sub here. Silva's going to come on. 10 minutes left. Jimenez is coming off. It's taking his time. Coming off. You know, refs always say, "Oh, well, I'm adding it on." Don't worry, I'm adding it on. They never do. Oh, don't worry, the watch has stopped for me, so I'm going to add it on. What a load of shit. Right, De Gea with the kick. Less than 10 to go. Wolves have it right back again. Well, here's Traore up against Shaw. This is always concerning. Shaw giving himself plenty of room. Traore gets the ball in, though. Oh, edge of the box. Moutinho scores 1-0 Wolves. Well, it's been coming. It's been coming. And I guess the argument could be made in that if you want to look at the game as a whole, maybe they deserve it. What have we said, though? What have we said the last few games? If you play like that, you won't get away with it. And I'm not going to get away with it here. Traore gets a decent ball in the box. It's headed away by Phil Jones, I think. But there's so much room on the edge of the box. So you're wondering where your sixes are. He's got so much time on the edge of the box. By the time McTominay and Jones get out to him, it's too late. It's a good finish. It's a half volley, bottom corner. De Gea can't do anything about it. But it's just poor. Like, that in itself is a good goal by Moutinho. The keeper won't have any complaints about that. But it's just... it's what we deserve, to be honest with you. You can't consistently play just shit and poor the whole game and play so sloppy and just, well, we'll get away with it because they can't score. We'll get away with it because they can't finish. We mentioned it earlier. There was one team that actually looked like or deserved to win the game, and it won us. You go back to the chances we had earlier on. The Bruno chance is a massive chance. But it's just poor. It's just poor. And let's be honest, we've been poor the last few games. Even again, what's even more disappointing about this one is you'd hope that the win over Burnley might be a bit of an impetus. But we've only been alive really in this game. We've only been alive in this game for that sort of maybe 5-minute period where Bruno came on, he hit the bar, Ronaldo had the offside goal. Apart from that, have we threatened at all? Had the goalkeeper had to make a save? No. Wolves have been the better team. We've been shit. Our passing's been poor. Wolves on the attack again. Poor from Marcel. Here comes United. That's got to be a foul, referee. Foul on Bruno Fernandes. And the concern is that, you know, like they said, the recent games we've had, whether it's against Norwich, bottom of the league, Newcastle 19th in the league, Burnley 18th in the league, Wolves, I know they're not down as low, but they've been having struggle actually putting the ball in the back of the net. My concern is that if we're playing like this come like March, in a couple months' time when we've got that big run of games again, we're going to get embarrassed because this is so far off it. Here's Wolves again. Here's Traore. This time he's squaring up against Varane. Skips past him. I'm not sure what Traore's doing here. Cuts the ball back. Could have maybe done it a lot earlier. Oh, Bruno gives it away. Edge of the box. Podence. Lucky the pass to Marcel wasn't anywhere near good enough. Compost Smurf says, we're already being embarrassed. Well, it's a good point. But I mean, those performances against, you know, your Liverpools and your Man Cities again. Would you want to play Liverpool or Man City or whoever like this? It's just, it's shocking. Podence squaring up against Phil Jones. Podence. Jones does well. To again, I think you have to give him credit. Jones has done very well. Rashford, that's such a heavy pass. That's ridiculous. It's a simple pass there to Bruno Fernandes. He's through. And again, it's basics. Simple passes. 5 yards. They're either overhit, they're underhit, they go out for play. It's poor touch, first touch. And again, we can talk about tactics. We can talk about 4-2-2. We can talk about 4-3-3. We can talk about 5 at the back. We can talk about set pieces. We can talk about all of it. If your players aren't able to pass the ball 5 yards or do a simple pass, what can we do? And maybe when it comes to these tactics, like we said before, these players just aren't good enough. Maybe they're just not good enough. Maybe they're showing their levels. They're struggling to adjust because there's actually some expectation on them to be able to pass the ball. It's just it's unbelievable how poor it is. Unbelievable. And let's be completely honest here, guys. If we're playing again, and this is like the last 4 or 5 performances, if performances continue to be like this, you can kiss top 4 goodbye, because there are other teams that are way more in the ascendancy than we are. We can continue to try and scrape through games, but eventually quality always rises to the top. Always rises to the top. Martinho, tackle on Traore by Rashford. Well, we're in January now, and the Glazers never want to pull out their own personal checkbook, but certainly the Manchester United checkbook in general. If I'm John Murtough, I'm whoever, I'm going, right, who can we bring in? And maybe, even more importantly, who can we let go? Epsilon Ep says, blaming Phil Jones, did he or did he not head the ball back to Wolves for them to score, yes or no? That Epsilon, I obviously, as I mentioned earlier, everyone's allowed their opinion, but I think if you blame Phil Jones for that goal, it's unbelievably harsh. As a defender, you head the ball out, he did that. You then expect your defensive midfielders to block people on the edge of the box. And if anything, he headed the ball out to the edge of the box and then he closed them down. It's a free kick to Wolves. And it's just poor. It's just poor. Now Ronaldo's having a go at the linesman once again. It's shocking. I don't really have words for it, to be honest with you guys. It's just shocking. And it's another 90 minutes gone where there is practically nothing redeemable in this Manchester United performance. Nothing. I think if you had to pick a man of the match, you'd probably say Phil Jones. I think Phil Jones actually has probably been our best player on the pitch. I certainly wouldn't blame him for the goal. And again, no disrespect to Phil, but I think that speaks volumes. As a minimum of 5 minutes added on. Let's be honest, I hope, of course, Manchester United get an equaliser somehow, some way. Firstly, we wouldn't deserve it, and two, I don't even know if these players deserve it, to be honest with you. You know, Ronaldo can start having a go at linesmen and officials, but what has he done today? What has anyone done today? Nothing. Flick on by Ronaldo, another flick on by Cavani. Slice clear, Alanga with a header. Cavani tries to bring it down. Man United have a throw in. Dexter says, love for McTominay will get many managers fired. And again, just poor quality by United. Lose the ball again. Here comes Adama Traore. Marcel with a heavy touch. Man United have a goal kick. But literally, within the entire 90 minutes, maybe we had 5 minutes where we played well, if that. But 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Red Baron says, fans saying, get Ollie back. Our fan base is full of jokers with terrible short-term memories. I think, to be honest, Red Baron, I think that's probably said out of jest. I think just maybe it proves that managers aren't necessarily the issue. Maybe the issues, again, we mentioned this before. I think you do have to look at players. I really do think you have to look at players. Obviously, when you're a manager, you live and die by your decisions and the tactics. And Ralph Rangnick will be scrutinised with today's performance and his selection and taking Greenwood off. It's a corner though. Here comes Greenwood. It's Bruno. Oof. Nearly bounced all the way through. And of course the goalkeeper's down like he's broke his wrist. Just get up, mate. We understand it's the 92nd minute. You're fine. It was Matic that got the header and there was a bit of hesitancy. Goalkeeper goes down. Like I said, I just think you have to look at players. I think you have to look at players in saying that, again, you can talk about tactics and all that kind of stuff, but you're telling me you can't pass the ball? Or why are you kicking out for a throw-in? Or why when, for instance, Rashford, when they had that Bruno opportunity a second ago, when you've got a simple pass, you overhit and it goes out for a goal kick? What, as a coach, what can you do about that? Is Alanga. $90 seconds left. It's going to be United's last go. I think certainly you could say that the formations that Rangnick's trying to implement, like the 4-2-2, it just doesn't work with these players at all. Does that mean you go back to the 4-2-3-1? I don't know. But it's bad. It's very bad. Short, tries an outside of his boot, kick into the box, doesn't work. Neves clears, is Varane. McTominay. Cavani. Bruno. Rashford. It's a corner. Corner, 30 seconds left. Well, King of the Indies says, Owen, and maybe this is a good point, says you can decide not to play the players who aren't passing the ball well. This ball's into the box. Varane puts the ball back in. It's Jones. Oh, that's got to be a high boot. High boot. That's going to be a free kick on the edge of the box. But King of the Indies says you can choose to play the players that aren't passing the ball well, which is a fair criticism. But what happens when it's everyone? What happens when it's the whole team? Because nobody can pass it well. Well, it's a free kick, edge of the box, 95th minute. I get that it's Cristiano Ronaldo, guys. I get that it's Cristiano Ronaldo. But Bruno Fernandes should take this free kick. Cristiano Ronaldo should not take this free kick. No chance. Give it to Bruno. And I tell you what, if they do score, praise Phil Jones again. Put some respect on his name. It's more suited to Bruno. More suited to Bruno. No way Ronaldo. It's too close for Ronaldo anyway, as if he ever scored free kicks again. But it's Bruno Fernandes. If, you know. Oh, it's a good save by the goalkeeper. Put back in. That'll be it. Full time. Manchester United 0. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. And Wolves get a deserved victory. First time Wolves have won at Old Trafford since the 1980s, and they deserved it. They deserved it. Simple as. Goal from João Moutinho, Manchester United, another abject, poor performance. No real quality. No pressing. No intensity. Just Sunday League football strikes again. And the new year starts off in the worst way possible for Manchester United. Plenty of work to do, and where do you even start? Where do you even start with that? I don't know. Mr. Hinkle's brindled fox says it's all Donny's fault. In jest. Look, guys, as I mentioned, we'll be in with the full view in about 15 minutes' time. You won't have to go anywhere, so once this stream ends, you'll be sent or redirected straight over to the full view. As I mentioned, you'll start in about 15 minutes time. We'll be with myself, KG, DJ and Cam, and obviously once we're finished with that, obviously Flex is at Old Trafford. He'll be talking to the fans. It'll be interesting to get all of these fans' opinions that were live inside the stadium, what they think is going wrong at Manchester United, certainly in this game and the recent performances. We can all talk about that as well. So be sure to smash a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As I mentioned, the full view will be live in about 15 minutes or so. So you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to close your screen or your stream or anything like that. You can go get a cup of tea or maybe something a bit stiffer in terms of a drink. And we can settle in and try and break down what on earth that game was. I'll speak to you again very, very soon, guys. Peace.